Good morning, this is KELOLAND on the go. With all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
A Rapid City man will spend decades behind bars after pleading guilty in a deadly downtown stabbing.
A judge sentenced 23-year-old Deontay Eagleman to 40 years in prison for the death of 45-year-old Francis Tobacco. Eagleman pleaded guilty to first-degree manslaughter earlier this year.
The stabbing happened in April of last year, a block from City Hall. Eagleman will have to serve the entire 40-year sentence.
Sioux Falls police are asking the public for help in solving a recent robbery.
Authorities received a call after 2 a.m. Tuesday after a business in southern Sioux Falls had an employee tell police a man approached the door of the business when they were closing.
The man showed a knife and demanded money. The man then took the money, the employee's cell phone, and left.
The suspect is described as a white man wearing a black baseball hat, black winter coat, dark pants, and a ski mask. No arrests have been made.
Sioux Falls police are planning saturation patrols over the summer months to prevent street racing in the city.
More vehicles are on the road as the weather warms up, and that increases the risk of speed-related crashes.
I'm an avid motorcyclist and car guy myself, but there's a time and place for it, and quite frankly, right in town, at any given time of the day or evening is a terrible idea, and it's just a recipe for disaster.
Police have charged 9 people with street racing so far this year.
Now let's get a check of our weather with meteorologist Scott Munn. Good morning, Scott.
All right, good morning, Travis. Good morning, everybody. We are following scattered showers, isolated thunderstorms for today. New batch of this is moving through north central and northeastern South Dakota. This will continue to travel to the southeast. Temperatures today will be below average. Some areas stuck in the 60s. That may happen across northeastern South Dakota. Otherwise, a lot of us in the low to middle 70s. But keep in mind, too, a very strong wind today from the northwest, 20, 40 miles per hour with the occasional higher gust. And Brian will have more details on your forecast coming up.
Thank you, Scott. The Minnehaha County Emergency Management Rescue Squad conducted a training exercise Monday night at the W.H. Lyon Fairgrounds in Sioux Falls.
A Vera Care flight and Sanford AirMed were the center of attention during the landing zone training. As the helicopters touched down in the east parking lot, first responders worked to communicate effectively.
It's easier to have people see it when it's not critical. Where they can stop and they can ask questions, like this training, people are able to say, okay, why are we doing this? And that type of thing. And they're also able to see, what the responding agency's part, like the helicopters, what their parts are in the thing.
The training was open to a variety of personnel ranging from rural fire departments to Metro Communications operators.
An iconic doll has taken over an exhibit at the Visual Arts Center in the Washington Pavilion. More than 150 vintage Barbie dolls, artifacts, and fashion pieces are on display in the exhibit showing the evolution of Barbie from 1959 to now. The lead curator for the Visual Arts Center believes this exhibit will have a multi-generational appeal.
I do think that this Barbie exhibit really will hit home for a lot of people, and so I just love for all of the people of Sioux Falls to see it. And also just to explore Barbie from the perspective of art and to see how fashion is art, how this big name brand is also utilizing art and design in a new way and a new and fresh way.
The exhibit will be at the Washington Pavilion through September 20th.
You'll need a daily museum admission to check out the exhibit, which you can purchase online or at the Washington Pavilion box office. A Rapid City woman was one of over 1,000 women who helped break a world record over the weekend. Female bikers gathered in Illinois where they successfully beat the world's record for largest all-female motorcycle ride.
You've been told all your life, you can't do this, you can't do that, or you shouldn't do this, and you shouldn't do that. And there we were, doing what felt like in our past lives, so to speak, or even now, was impossible.
Van Hoopen traveled with 5 other South Dakota women who she didn't know before the event.
That's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get another check your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, forecast today. Watching that fire danger in southwest South Dakota. That's a red flag warning today. It includes the southern Black Hills. It includes Hot Springs, Pine Ridge. Runs up just about to the Wall vicinity and then down to the southeast into the panhandle of Nebraska, where we've had, of course, fires ongoing and a lot of things in the last recent days. So just be extra careful with all this wind today coming in from the northwest at 40, even near 50 miles an hour at times. Now, on to the rest of the weather. Let's take a look at Futurecast. There's that prevalent northwesterly wind. You can see those temperatures not warm in northeast South Dakota. We'll be in the 60s most of the day. We'll regenerate and flare up some more scattered rain from time to time. We have some of that ongoing right now around Aberdeen, and you can see that 4 o'clock weather map also showing that possibility with those cells dotting the radar. Otherwise, for tonight, a lot of it should calm down. I don't expect a lot of coverage here. And then tomorrow, most of us will be dry on Thursday, but we do expect lighter winds tomorrow. That's some good news. Maybe some isolated showers or thunder showers late in the day. I can make an argument for a little more of that as we go into your forecast on Friday, too. Oh, speaking of rain, we've got some rain reports we've been sharing. These are courtesy of the Mesonet at SDSU. Brookings area, a couple of numbers there, over 0.4 of an inch. Flandreau picking up some much needed rainfall. Here comes the wind this afternoon. Our highest wind gust could potentially get to that 50-mile-an-hour mark around southeastern South Dakota later today. That's the latest trend here. We're looking at the timing on that. Probably a little bit after 3 o'clock. The winds will settle down after 6 p.m. Here's a closer look at the winds. You can see the rush of that across western central South Dakota through 11 a.m. And then those peak numbers again coming in late in the day, and then hopefully those will start to subside this evening. How about some rain this weekend? This is another talking point on whether or not today. We're going to be discussing that. Scott and I will be with you at 9:30 and again at 1:30. And if you miss it, you can always get that show on demand. Amazon, Roku, whatever your streaming device. And yeah, we talk a lot about weather, and it looks like some decent numbers there. That average, as you saw in the European model, is over an inch of rain in Sioux Falls. Let's see if the American model comes around. The American model is not nearly as aggressive at this point. So we'll see. I think there's still some room for that to change, but let's keep the rain chance in the forecast. We'll summarize things now with your forecast. High today near 80. Yankton looks like it'll mainly stay dry that direction. Those scattered hits of rain north of Sioux Falls. Tomorrow, 75 Sioux Falls, but we'll warm it up on Friday and Saturday right ahead of that next system that'll give us that chance of rain. Pretty good chance there Saturday night into Sunday. Aberdeen in the northeast will also see a couple of intermittent rain chances the next 3 or 4 days. That larger piece coming out of the west, that'll be Saturday night and Sunday for you. And that's also expected to impact Pierre and Rapid City, is probably the best shot of rainfall. Nothing overly hot, though. That's also some news that's worthy of attention there. I think temperatures probably warmest on Friday in the low to mid 80s. Rapid City, too, where we need some more rainfall. We'll watch that Saturday night into Sunday forecast. More details at KELOLAND.com.